from Brambleberry.com. Thanks so much for watching today's episode where I'm going to show you how to use one of Brambleberry's newest products and one that I'm so excited about. It's a quick lotion mix. What that means is we're going to take lotion making and make it so easy for you. You're not going to have to think about the recipe, cleanup's a breeze, and best of all, very little weighing and measuring out. Before we get started though, let's talk about traditional lotion making and how you would normally make lotions if you weren't using a lotion quick mix. Now, typically a lotion is comprised of water, oil, emulsifying wax, preservative, and fragrance. And what is the emulsifying wax for? Well, water and oil, they don't mix, right? So when you have 70 to 80%, that's right, I said 70 to 80% water and about 20% of oils or waxes or a little bit of butters, those aren't gonna mix without a chemical process or a chemical ingredient to get them to bind together. So emulsifying wax is what we use to make sure that the oils and wax bind together. And when you're making lotions from scratch, this is an important ingredient. So the balance of these ingredients, the water, the oils, the waxes, the butters, is actually what leads to the quality, the thickness, how the lotion feels on your skin, right? A little more emulsifying wax, a little more butters, a little less water, you're gonna have a pretty thick cream. More water, less butters, more liquid oils, you're gonna have a thin, lightweight oil. When you're making lotion, you weigh out each individual ingredient, just like you would in soap making, and then you use a stick blender or some sort of shear mixture to mix everything together and emulsify it. Once the product is down to about 145 and below, that's when you add your extracts, your preservative, your fragrances, or your essential oils, and bottle while the product is still warm, because typically that's when it has its least viscosity, meaning it's thin enough to actually pour into bottles. Now back to the lotion quick mix. We've made it easier by already formulating your blend of oils and emulsifiers. All you need to do is add water and preservatives. The Rosehip and Jojoba quick lotion mix is made up of lightweight oils that are perfect for the face. It's got squalene oil, rosehip seed oil, jojoba oil, argan oil, grapeseed oil, vitamin E, and then emulsifiers. The olive and argan quick lotion mix is made with very moisturizing oils that are perfect for the body. It's got olive oil, fractionated coconut oil, jojoba oil, argan oil, shea butter, cocoa butter, vitamin E, emulsifying waxes, and it is fantastic on the skin. With the lotion quick mixes, it is so easy to formulate. All you have to do is decide how much water to add. So why would you do less or more water? Well, it changes the consistency. And so the more water to the least amount of quick lotion mix, and the more thin your lotion is gonna be. Whereas less water and more of the mix, you're gonna have a thicker lotion. Let me show you what I mean. So this is done at 10%. And you can see at 10% of our quick lotion mix, this is a really beautiful, gorgeous texture. This rivals any facial cream you've ever seen out here. This is the Rosehip and Jojoba one. It's just gorgeous, just smooth and shiny, clearly going to absorb in beautifully. So here's that same exact base, or this is the Rosehip and Jojoba quick lotion mix at the 30%. Do you see the difference in texture? This is thick and creamy, and it's very much more of a body butter versus this, which is the thinner, beautiful consistency that you're used to for those lightweight facial oils. Let's go ahead and make some lotion. Let me show you how to do it. The first things I'm gonna figure out is, well, how much of my quick mix lotion mix I'm going to actually be using. I'm gonna do 22%, and the reason I'm doing 22% to the rest being mostly water is because I really want more of a thick body butter for this. So first things first, I'm gonna measure out my quick mix, and then I'm gonna heat up my water in the microwave. So if you have the smaller size, you can scoop it out kind of like I'm doing, or of course, if you're using our bags, these are heat safe, they're boilable, and you can microwave them. So you can also just microwave a little bit of this, squish it up to make sure it's been fully mixed up, and then you could use that instead of doing what I'm doing, which is the scoop and measure method. So now that this is measured out, I just have to heat the water and heat my quick lotion mix. These are both around 160, which is great. This little guy gets so hot so fast, but then it cools off really fast, so make sure you're getting every last little bit in. One thing to know is I did put these in about a 5% bleach water solution right before I started to make sure that these are fully ready to go and don't have any microbes or bacteria in them. Because even though I am not wearing a hairnet and I'm not wearing gloves and I'm not practicing this in a clean kitchen environment while I'm teaching you, if you are making this product to sell, those are things you need to do under good manufacturing practices. So keep that in mind. Now that I've added my quick lotion mix into my distilled water, I'm going to just really quick emulsify it up. So the thing with emulsification in lotions is once you've actually started emulsifying it, you can't see through it anymore, meaning you can't see the little water and oil droplets separating. So I always emulsify longer than you think you need to. So in this case, at least 30 seconds. Another thing this will allow us to do is let some of this heat come up and evaporate off as we are waiting for things to cool down so we can add our fragrances. Or if you're using a temperature sensitive preservative, you're going to want to make sure that this temperature comes down to where you can actually add your preservative. Today I'm going to be using GeoGuard, which isn't temperature sensitive, at least not to how some of our other preservatives are. It's considered a more natural preservative as well, and it works great for broad spectrum, so I'm very excited about using it in my, I'm going to use this actually instead of a body lotion. I'm going to use this as a really thick, nourishing facial mask for myself. So this will be really thick, but it'll be like a hydrating, moisturizing face mask that then I just wipe off at the end of the night, almost like a night mask. So I'm going to make sure that this is fully emulsified before I add my natural fragrance oil and add my preservative. Let's see how much this has gone down with that 30 seconds of emulsification and stick blending. It's gone down a full 30 degrees. We went from 160 and 160 to 132. All of that stick blending just whooshes the hot air out. So now I'm going to add the Cucumber Waters, which is one of Brambleberry's natural fragrances, meaning smells just like cucumber. It's so fresh. And for my kind of facial mask that I'm using this for, this is going to be perfect. It's going to be light and herbaceous and very spa-like. And of course, since it's natural, I'm really excited about being able to use it on my face. And now it's time to add the GeoGuard, which is, again, the preservative system that we're going to use. Anything that ever has water in it could grow mold and bacteria. And it's up to you as the maker to make sure that your end user is always kept safe from, well, mold, bacteria, and anything. And it's our responsibility to make safe products. So a preservative is a must. So I'm using GeoGuard today, but you could use Optifen, Phenonip, Germaben. There's quite a few very well-tested, long-standing preservatives out there to ensure that your product remains mold and bacteria free, no matter what the end user does with it. I'm just hand mixing these in really gently and really well, about 15 seconds, and then it's going to be time to pour into my containers. Just to be on the extra safe side, I want to make sure nothing precipitates out. I'm going to give this a stick blend. And that extra shear mixture, that shear mixing speed is going to help get everything really just tightened down and locked in there. And we're all done, and now we are ready to pour. I'm going to go ahead and pour. I'm just going to start big to small, and you might be thinking, that looks weirdly thin. That looks a lot like, I don't know, milk. What's going on with that? This is going to thicken up, don't you worry. It's going to thicken up a lot, actually. And this little guy is so cute. I'm just going to fill it to the tippy top because I don't have very much left. There we go. And so now what I like to do is actually I let these cool with the lids off, because if you put the lid on right there, all of that excess moisture that is sort of precipitating out will form on the top of this lid and drop right back down, causing little divots and little tiny water puddles in the top of your lotion. So I let this sit for at least half an hour to an hour while it's just cooling down before I cap these. And that is it. It is really that easy to use the quick lotion mixes from Brambleberry. I hope you like them, and I hope this helped take some of the mystery out of kind of how to use them and how to make your lotion making easier. So if you've never thought about making lotion, or it seemed a little bit intimidating, well, we've got you covered. And when you make your lotions and any of your other crafts, please hashtag it BrambleOn so we can see what you're making. It's how we choose our makers of the month, and it's also how you inspire me and the rest of this artisan community. Until next time, happy soap making. Okay.